Alright guys, sa mapagpalang araw sa inyong lahat, may reaction video po tayo ngayon. Dito kay World Trip, dito sa Committee of Health, Democracy, Join with Finance. Dito sa PhilHealth yan guys, ay PhilHealth. Alright, panoorin po natin and other Purdue. Dito sa
increase in aid of legislation in accordance with its duly published rules of procedure. Section 1 of the Senate Rules of Procedure governing inquiries in aid of legislation provides that the Senate or any of its committee may conduct formal inquiries and or investigations in aid of legislation in accordance with these rules. Short opening statement lang po ako, no? All Filipinos deserve convenient access to healthcare services. Healthcare is a fundamental right. This is that is exactly why the Universal Healthcare Law was passed. Though we are still very, very far yet from the full implementation of this UHC law. Magtulungan ito para po ito sa Pilipino, lalo-lalo na po sa mga mahirap nating kababayan. And in our effort to realize the objectives of the UHC, we must continue to find means to make medical services and programs accessible and affordable for our people. We must also hold accountable our health officials and...
Ayan, PhilHealth nga Filipinos sa health. Alright, ito ay isang pagpapatunay na transfer of Philippine Health Excess Fund, the Bureau of Treasury. Alright,
of their duties to improve health services for our countrymen. Throughout this year, we have been pressing on PhilHealth to prioritize improving its services and benefits due to all Filipinos. After all Filipinos are already considered members of PhilHealth. Yung iba po hindi nakakaalam, marami
na rin nakurakot ang PhilHealth, no?
Di pa po nila alam na miyembro po sila ng PhilHealth. Dapat po isa yan sa dapat paigtingin nyo pa po, no? Na ipaalam sa mga kababayan natin ano bang proseso na maging miyembro po sila ng PhilHealth. After consistent and continuous appeals and numerous Senate Health Committee hearings, I want to report that PhilHealth and DOH have officially committed to the committee to assure us of the implementation of their promises, such as recommending the reduction of premium contributions, increasing case rates by at least 30 to 50%, expansion of benefit packages, especially for the top fatality diseases, provision of free medicines and assistive devices, no, such as eyeglasses and wheelchairs, inclusion of dental. Isa po ito sa in-advocate po ni Senator Raffy Tulfo na masali rin po itong dental. Dahil sa amin, sa probinsya, yung iba po'y sinulid yung ginagamit nila pang tanggal ng ngipin. So, kung sobra-sobra naman ang pera ng PhilHealth, please expand your benefit packages. Kasama na rin po dito yung visual, emergency and preventive care. Mas mabuti po yung prevention. Yung mga bata, hindi nakaka-check up sa mata yung mga estudyante. Minsan lumalala, nagiging focus na yun ng cataract. So tulungan po natin sila, as well as updating policies to meet the needs of our people, such as their promise to remove its 24-hour confinement rule. Sana tuparin niyo po ito. Since high-tech naman tayo, nasa modern times na tayo ngayon, ay I'm sure ma-prevent niyo na po yung mga fraudulent claims, no? Maagapan niyo. Importante naman po sa atin na stop fraudulent claims. But ito pong 24-hour confinement rule, dapat po matanggal na po ito. Papansin ko yung iba, kailangan munang magpa-confine ng 24 hours bago i-cover ng PhilHealth. Baka pwede na lang itong gamitin sa gamot. Kesa naman po ibayad pa nila doon sa kwarto na wala naman silang gagawin doon sa hospital. Kung pwede naman silang makauwi since cleared na sila ng doktor. Dapat po matanggal na po ito. Our relentless scrutiny has already led to the scrapping of PhilHealth's flawed single period of confinement policy. Ito po yung bawal kang ma-admit sa loob ng 90 days na sa same sakit. Ito yung tinatawag na no repeat sakit policy ninyo. Salamat po na tinanggal nyo na po ito effective September 30. dahil hindi naman natin mapigilan magkasakit ng pneumonia in 90 days again, bleeding pag buntis ka, pasintabi sa kumakain. What if nagka-diarrhea ka? Mapigilan mo ba? Ako kahit saan lang kumakain ako sa mga sidewalk, mga quick, mga street foods. Hindi po maiwasan na magkasakit tayo muli. So salamat, tinanggal niyo na po ito. Although most of these commitments are still work in progress, our committee will sustain its oversight of PhilHealth's performance. Babantayan ko po ito, especially with the looming December deadline for the promised benefit package expansions, among others. Natandaan po natin yung inyong pinangako, President Emmanuel Ledesma, na sana po may sakatuparan nyo ito. At sabi mo pa naman na sabi mo, nung nakarang hearing, promise,
Dapat talaga walang pinipili.
lahat na po ng promise. At ayaw natin, pagdating ng January, magiging boy promise ka lang. Tuparin mo ito. Ha? We continue to urge PhilHealth to improve its operations and ensure that funds allocated for healthcare are used efficiently and strictly for the intended purpose alone. Ang pera po sa kalusugan ng Pilipino ay dapat po gamitin sa kalusugan ng mga Pilipino. PhilHealth nga ay nakalagay nga health. PhilHealth po ay para sa health. Hindi ko po kayo titigilan dito. Kung kailangan nating mag-hearing monthly, weekly, gagawin ko po yan. Kasama na po dito yung health emergency allowances natin. Nagkaroon na tayo ng 10 hearing. Salamat sa DOH, salamat sa DBM na nakapag-release na kayo. Ang inaantay natin ngayon, ang report ninyo. Sabi nyo, October 30, ha? Today is November 25. Sabi nyo, bayad na by October 30. I'm sure, sa haba ng proseso, baka in progress pa po, nasa proseso pa po ngayon. But, we have a problem. Marami pa po ako napupuntahan. Nagsisigawan pa rin po ng heya, dahil hindi pa po sila nababayaran. Sabi nyo, may mga appeals. Ngayon lang sila nainganyo na mag-claim dahil nabayaran yung iba. But, please, validate itong mga appeals na ito. Nasa proseso tayo ngayon ng pag-approve ng budget. Nakikiusap po ako sa DOH. Tingnan nyo po ng mabuti. Yan, baka may makaligtaan pa po kayo. Kung nalagay nyo po sa unprogrammed funds last year, bakit hindi nyo po ilagay rin po ngayon para mabigyan po ng prioridad itong sa healthcare obligation ninyo sa mga healthcare workers natin. Kesa naman po unahin dito sa mga unprogrammed funds para sa mga proyekto, mas kailangan po itong sa mga HEA. Dahil services rendered po ito, pinagpawisan na po nila ito. So please make sure na bayad po yung sa 2024 na 27 billion at ito pong mga appeals nila, please validate. Kung validated naman, ipaglaban nyo naman po na masama rin po ito dahil services rendered na po ito. Pinaghirapan nila at sila po ang hero ng pandemya. Ako naman bilang mambabatas, kayo naman ang nag-implement, kayo DBM naghahanap ng pera, DOH po nag-allocate. Please give priority dito po. We also laud the temporary restraining order or TRO issued by the Supreme Court on the transfer of PhilHealth's excess funds to the National Treasury. Bagamat medyo nahuli na po, no? Kasi 60 billion na po ang na-transfer from PhilHealth to the National Treasury. Sabi ko nga, paano na yun? Salamat sa TRO po ng Supreme Court na pigilan na po yung further transfer of the remaining na ito pong remaining 29.9 billion, no? Sabi ni Secretary Victor, pwede niyong gamitin po ito sa health since na for PhilHealth to have excess funds in the billions while millions of Filipinos are still unable to pay their hospital bills. Ang dami pa naghihingalo ng mga kababayan nating Pilipino na hindi makalabas ng hospital, ayaw na nga magpa-hospital, magpa-hospital dahil walang pambayad habang natutulog ang pondo po ng PhilHealth. At July 30, we express our strong opposition to this transfer of PhilHealth's funding for other purposes other than health. We also congratulate Senate Minority Leader, Senator Coco Pimentel, who were among those who filed a petition in the Supreme Court to stop the transfer of PhilHealth funds. Kahit papano, sulit po ang ating pangungulit at hindi po ako titigil sa aking pangungulit. Babantayan ko po kayo. Umasa po kayo na hindi titigilan ng komite ang PhilHealth hanggat hindi nila natutupad ang iba pa nilang commitments sa ating mga kababayang Pilipino. Hindi katanggap-tanggap na maraming Pilipino pa po ang naghihirap, naghihingalo dahil hindi sapat na serbisyo ng PhilHealth. We also continue to monitor the payment of the health emergency allowance to our healthcare workers who served during the time of the pandemic. Nabanggit ko po kanina, bigyan po natin sila ng prioridad. We have also pushed the Committee on Finance to consider allocating for health emergency allowance appeals which were not included in the proposed 2025 budget. Again, services rendered na po ito at dapat lamang bayaran po ito ng gobyerno sa lalong madaling panahon. The committee will also discuss today the ways to upgrade and strengthen our health facilities. I would like to report that 9 laws upgrading and establishing public hospitals in various parts of the country were recently passed into law. Salamat po na isabatas na po itong mga bills na ating dininig dito sa mga nakaraang buwan. Aside from this, we continue to advocate for primary care services such as super health centers and specialized medical services such as regional specialty centers. Related to this, we will also discuss bills that aim to authorize the Department of Health to set the bed capacity and service capability of DOH hospitals. Ito po yung nabanggit ko kanina. We want to know how we can streamline the process without making it too much of a financial burden. Baka naman po mabuso ito at ipasa na po sa Kongreso yung pagdadagdag po ng pondo. Yun po ang concern ni Senator Coco Pimentel during budget, during the hearing sa aming pagpasa nito mga hospital bills. Lastly, we shall also seek updates on the medical assistance program of the government in line with Republic Act 11463 or the Malasakit Centers Act. The DOH release Memorandum 0391. As part of the oversight functions of this committee, we will remain committed to our goal of making health services more accessible and affordable to all Filipinos. Maraming salamat po. For an orderly discussion, unahin na lang po natin muna bago yung PhilHealth. Itong DOH bed capacity rationalization. Ano ho bang position dito ng ating DOH since napaka-importante po nito to streamline processes. Sangayon ba kayo rito? Against ba kayo rito? At paano po yung lalong-lalo na po yung funding requirements?
Siyempre, sangayon tayo dyan sa nararapat. Dapat talaga ibigay sa mga Pilipino at hindi ipondo ang pera ng PhilHealth. Maraming salamat kay Senator Bongo at sa ating lahat. Alright?
No? Kung magpapasa tayo, mag-i-increase kayo, ano bang pagbabasehan ninyo? May we hear from the DOH. Pieces rin po ito sa selected DOH hospital. Nasa batas na ako po ang principal sponsor nitong batas na to. Regional specialty pa yung allocation. So, ibig sabihin, hindi nyo ganun ka-priority to. Magkano budget ng DOH ngayon? Proposed budget nyo?
I think 270 billion.
Oh, tapos 3.5
270 billion.
So, ibig sabihin, that is less than 2%.
Mr. Chair,
270
for
billion.
2025, the Specialty Center Capital Investment Program, we propose a DOH ng 8 billion pesos. What was approved by DBM sa NEP is only 3.5 billion.
Kaya nga, bakit
It was
naging mababa? Bakit nakita nila na mababa yung utilization ninyo from the 2024 budget? So, importante po itong specialty center na ito. Napakahalaga po nito. Pero ang bakit bumaba yung inaprobahan sa inyo? Baka mababa. Nabanggit sa hearing, sa floor na yung utilization ninyo ay medyo mabagal.
Napansin rin namin yan, Mr. Chair, kasi yung infra component na specialty centers nakalagay sa HPEP. So we are proposing that the infra component of the specialty hospital should be within the budget of the hospital, not under HPEP. Para we are sure that it is really included in the budget proposal.
Pero hindi nasagot yung tanong ko. Dapat, sabi nga ni Ms. Hena, by 2025, naging 20 billion yung parang propose ninyo para tuloy-tuloy yung pag-establish nito mga specialty center. Alam, malaking tulong po ito. Ang gusto ko lang pong malaman dito sa committee ito, kung mabagal ba yung implementation ninyo. Malaking tulong po ito halimbawa sa mga kababayan nating nakikinig ngayon. Halimbawa, no, yung heart center, kidney center, lung center, orthopedic. Kung wala yan sa probinsya, kailangan pa nilang magbiyahe dito sa Quezon City, wala silang pamasahe, wala silang kamag-anak, ang mahal rito, traffic pa. Baka bago sila pumunta rito, wala na, huli na po ang lahat. Etong specialty center, kaya natin to ipinasa, establishing regional specialty center para hindi na nila kailangan pumunta ng Maynila, yung mga taga Mindanao, taga Visayas, tipid pa sa pamasahe. May marami naman pong magagaling na doctors na willing tumulong doon sa mga regional hospitals natin na paglalagyan po nito ng mga specialty center. Ang question ko lang dito, batas na nga ito, ang bagal pa lang ng implementation, kung ibigay natin sa inyo, delegate natin sa inyo yung power, no, to increase bed capacity. Kayo na po magdidetermine kung ano i-increase ninyo. Baka mas mapapabayaan naman yung mga prioridad natin. Maabuso at nasa inyo na lahat yung, baka maging selective ang punto ko po sa inyong prioritization.
On the part sa infra component, nandun po siya sa HPEP, medyo we have some struggles in the implementation of the infra component under HPEP. But on the part sa medical equipment, madali po yun. That's why we are proposing na sa next time, the infra component of this specialty hospital should not be put under HPEP but under the regular budget of the hospitals. And anyway, yung creation ng delegation ng under sa bills, separate po yung infra component from the creation of plantilla based on the bed capacity.
Ko lang yung specialty center. Do you agree na malaking tulong po ito?
Yes, definitely. Malaking, this is one of the priorities of the specialty centers.
Yun lang ang concern ko. Mas bumaba. So it is less than 2% of the DOH proposed budget for 2025. Yung specialty center, ito nga, isinabatas na natin, but still, hindi nyo naging prioridad. That is why during the budget hearing and period of amendments, I propose na sana'y madagdagan po ito. Salamat. Pag-aaralan natin ng mabuti po itong bill na ito. I agree, pabor po ako dito, mas mapabilis, streamline, but ayaw natin na maabuso po ito at hindi mabigyan ng prioridad talaga yung dapat na priorities po for health. Dr. Lechon, is it related po yung concern niyo?
Related po, sir.
Sige, go ahead po.
Kasi yung Universal Healthcare Law, napirmahan na yan February of 2019. And then, nakikita natin yung mga pagre-request ng mga hospitals, yung mga increases in bed. But there's a template already for the UHC law. So, in fairness naman to Yusek Bravo, kasi bago siya sa posisyon, I have never seen then the Secretary of Health attending this meeting only on July 30. Yan ang problema natin. So if there's a template, and we know that already, we know that Health Human Resource kasama doon. Then you have the funding, which is the PhilHealth. You're speaking right now of increased funding, bakit kinuha yung 90 billion? It's counterintuitive And the last one is infrastructure. Ngayon, ang napansin ko dun sa pag-i-increase ng mga infrastructure, there's a limit lang na pwede ka. Hindi ka pwede mag-increase ng, let's say, heart center or East Avenue. There's a limit in the study. Ngayon, pag ginawa mo yun, magiging super congested yung mga hospitals na yan. And pag super congested yan, at wala kang health human resource, wala kang funding, wala yan. In an archipelago setting, dapat hindi bed ang ini-increase mo. Kasi ang layo ng biyahe. Ang ini-increase mo dapat hospital. So, because lagi na lang ganyan tayo disaster tayo, area, and ang pupuntahan mo lang, NCR, 50% of the hospitals are actually in the National Capital Region. 50% of the health human resource nasa National Capital Region. Kaya pag may disaster tayo, anywhere else, wala tayong tulong. So, dapat ang template for every region, increasean natin ng hospitals close to the residents, and then bring up the health human resource, gamitan natin ng PhilHealth, kompleto natin template. Ang problema, we put the cart before the horse Wala po siyang planning walang scorecard So we're right now on the 5th year of the UHC. Hindi balahibo niyan, hindi ko makita. The President promised at the time ng kanyang first SONA that they will actually establish specialty centers. Nasa na siya ngayon? Midterm election na siya Because walang scorecard, walang checklist. So how would we know kung tayo nag-i-improve? So all of these things are lip service That's why we are in shambles right now, Mr. Chair. And I think I want to challenge the status quo. These are actually stopgap measures, short-term. Wala tayong vision about our future. So in this interlude and problem natin sa dynamics ng country, the people are actually very sad because ang public welfare and social welfare naiipit in this political wars and struggles natin Saan naman lang, isubin nyo ang kalusugan, i-follow ang Universal Healthcare Law, regardless kung sino ang nasa position. But wala tayong nakikita And the people are actually impatient. Kawawa naman. You have a person na mako-confine. Wala ka man lang, mangungutang ka, magtitiis ka, mag-GL ka pa, tinanggal pa ng DSWD ang GL. Saan na ngayon susuling ang mga tao? You have a high inflation rate, you have an exchange rate of 59:1, you have the weakest quarter for the GDP, 5.2%. Saan pa tayo pupulutin, Mr. Chair? Ngayon, ang kalusugan ay kayamanan, yan ang priority dapat ng gobyerno. Ngayon, wala We are drifting away in health. I have lived long enough, Mr. Chair, since 10 years ago from the syntax law implementation to fund the Universal Healthcare Law. I was a PhilHealth director from 2016-2019, and my last day was the signing of the Universal Healthcare Law in 2019. And then, ngayon, 2024 na, Mr. Chair, wala pa rin. And we have 3 years into the next election in 2028. So, nasa na tayo ngayon? Kaya, in fairness naman to the officers here, okay naman. But we want accountability. We need the Secretary of Health here. Wala July 30 lang siya umattend. We had so many meetings. We want answers, Mr. Chair. Hindi tayo pwedeng ganito na ng ganito. So, yun lang po. Strategic planning thinking. We can talk all day about all of this increase in the capacity. We can talk about benefit package. Pero dapat may template tayo. Hindi tayo pipitsugin ng mga tao here. We spend time. So, we should be prepared then in trying to address this problem. But it starts with the leadership Secretary of Herbosa, where are you? Nasaan ka dito? Kami mga private citizens kami. We want answers right now. We only see the Department of Health making selfies attending meetings abroad Nasaan? I mean, sorry but real talk lang. Where is the Secretary of Health in the Senate hearing? And then you have a budget hearing to be approved of the third reading. We want answers, Mr. Chair. Wala And this would not actually be appealing din naman in the media. Wala. Because this will actually be there's another day. Kasi ang issue is nasa political arena Pero habang nag-aaway sa taas, kawawa naman si Juan de la Cruz. Yun ang problema. At ang kalusugan lang ay importante sa aming lahat ngayon. I stop there, Mr. Chair. And I think kailangan natin i-address yan para naman meron naman pupuntahan. Kasi budget hearing na. Matatapos na. Bibigyan niyo sila ng pera. Tapos next year, ganito na naman ang problema natin. Kailangan natin ng sagot. And we should actually have a quarterly meeting and we request the Secretary of Health to be present naman so that they can address the problems Kasi kawawa naman ng USEC, kawawa naman ng PhilHealth. And the chairman of the board is the Secretary of Health So we want accountability also from the Secretary of Health. Hindi naman masasagot ni USEC, bravo lahat po ito How about to the other organization, Health Human Resources, we're the #1 exporter of doctors in the world and the nurses paalis ang paalis kasi hindi natin ina-address ang health human resource. Ang funding natin, natin our own na nga So, ang sinasabi ng USEC Bravo, kailangan natin ng pondo. Pinamigay nga natin yung pondo Kaya tayo ngayon, nahihirapan. Tapos, ang health infrastructures natin, kulang. Hindi tayo pwedeng maglagay ng kama
na mapupuno yun, tapos wala kang doktor. The idea in archipelago setting is to set up more hospitals, may not be bigger, but actually 100-bed capacity, so that maglalakad na lang ang residents and not travel 100 kilometers to a regional hospital. I think that's the scenario. Archipelago setting tayo eh. Hindi naman tayo an area na by land lahat pwede. Yan ho problema natin. If you're actually in Visayas, in Mindanao, in islands, paano? Paano ka? I think dapat ganun ang thinking process natin. And that's a problem during the pandemic din eh. Kaya tayo nagka-windang-windang because yung atin pong mga bakuna, nag-stay lang sa Department of Health. So dapat pag landing yan, based on the UK model, may freezer van ka na, and then yung mga bakuna na, i-deploy mo na nationwide. May Federal Express ka for Cebu, Visayas, and then sa Tarmac ka dapat nag-inject na. Ang nangyayari kasi, nandun ka sa bodega ng department, wala ka namang cold chain, napanish yun. 35 billion na napanish doon. Because we don't have strategic thinking. I guess it's about time that we actually reflect on why we are failing. Ang nangyayari, what went wrong eh. Ang dapat natin gagawin ngayon, what will go wrong. Hindi post-mortem dapat ante-mortem So, let's elevate the level of discussion in healthcare, Mr. Chair.
Salamat, Dr. Lechon.
Mr. Chair, can I say something?
Before that, to the DOH, now please send us a detailed report on the implementation of Republic Act 11959, the regional specialty centers. At since meron po tayong oversight function dito sa implementation ng UHC, sabi ko nga magma-monthly hearing po tayo dito sa Senado, at kung pwede, dalahin nyo na rin po rin yung inyong report dito to update the committee and to update the Filipino people. So sa mga implementation ninyo. Ako, I agree, sobrang layo pa natin sa full implementation ng universal healthcare. Dami pa pong nangangailangan ng mga kababayan nating mahirap. Kasama na po dyan itong issue ng PhilHealth, dahil habang nandyan po yung pondo ninyo na natutulog, tapos yung mga kababayan natin ay naghihirap po, yung mga pasyente hindi makalabas sa hospital, hindi nila alam paano mag-avail ng services ng PhilHealth, ay nasasaktan po ako. Sobrang nasasaktan po ako. Bumaba po kayo sa tao, pumunta kayo sa hospital, ako, kitang-kita ko talaga, mahirap magkasakit, mahirap maging mahirap. Huwag natin pahirapan ang mga kababayan nating mahirap. Tulungan po natin sila. Andiyan dyan po ang pondo ng PhilHealth. Andiyan dyan naman po ang DOH. Ang dapat lang po dito is full implementation ng Universal Healthcare Law na ipinasa po natin. Tingnan nyo po sa ibang bansa, ang layo po natin sa ngayon. Pero ayaw ko pong ikumpara ito. Kaya naman natin to. Magtulungan lang po tayo. Please lang po. Sa lahat ng health officials, sa lahat ng health advocates, sa PhilHealth, DOH, sa lahat po. Including the ating nasa private sector, mga health advocate natin, magtulungan po tayo. Isip rin.
Alright guys, napakinggan at napanood po natin dito sa PhilHealth. At natutulog lang daw ang PhilHealth. Dapat ibigay yan sa mga walang kakayanan sa hospital. Alright, maraming salamat sa inyong lahat sa panonood at pakinig dito kay Rob Trip, and see us again sa ating the next one. Alright, peace out.